guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be filming this little purple smoky eye using the Pixi by Petra mini mineral duel. This is an orchid ornament, so if you guys want to see how I got this look, make sure to like and subscribe and keep on watching. For this makeup tutorial, I'm just going to be using this Context Vitamin C All Day Eye Cream just to moisturize the under eye so concealer sets on there really good. So now I'm just going to be going ahead and using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Dewy Face Primer. This is my absolute favorite face primer. It's just very pretty, illuminating. It's a lightweight formula infused with vitamin E, and it smooths skin for an even makeup application, and I just love the way it looks on my skin and the way my skin feels after using this, so I would definitely recommend picking this up if you haven't already. So now I'm just going to be picking up my Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation. This is in the color Soft Ivory. This is my ride or die foundation. Like, it's so lightweight. It's probably like a light to medium coverage. Obviously it doesn't cover all my freckles, but it does help give my skin an even complexion and kind of cancels out all that redness. So now I'm just going to be picking up this little sponge that I picked up from L'Oreal, and I'm just going to be using this to blend in my foundation. And I did use the sponge wet, and I think that the sponge works really good. It's as good as the Real Techniques, but I think this one might be like $1 or $2 more, but it works just as good. So now I'm just picking up the Lottie London Ready Set Go Matte Translucent Powder, and this is in the shade True Translucent. They also do have a color selection of translucent powder, but basically what I'm going to be doing is taking some of this, and then I'm just going to be rolling it into the skin and really packing it in. Now I'm going to be using the Maybelline Instant Age Rhino Race Dark Circle Treatment Concealer, and this is in the shade Brightener. And then I'm just going to be taking a little bit of the CoverGirl Ready Set Gorgeous in the shade Fair, and I'm just going to be putting this a little bit underneath, just because the Maybelline one is a little too pink undertone, and I want the white one to just kind of like even it out because I don't want to look too pink. And then I'm just going to be going back in with that L'Oreal sponge, and then I'm just going to be blending that out, and it blends out seamlessly and it does not crease. Now I'm just going to be going back in with that translucent powder and going in with my sponge, and we're just going to bake underneath the under eye. So what baking basically is is you're putting the powder in places that you get oily or where you don't want your makeup to go away. So basically the powder is going to heat up to the temperature of your body and it will help it stay. So now I'm just going to be using the butter bronzer, and then I'm going to be bronzing up the skin, and then I'm also going to go back in with that translucent powder, and we're just going to bake underneath the bronzer just so we can make it a little bit neater and cleaner and not look so muddy. Alright, so I'm going to be moving back up to the eyebrows. I'm just using the Sigma Dark Brow Powder with a Luxie 215 small angled brush. And I'm just going to be using the brush, and I'm just going to be filling in where I have sparse areas in my brows. So I'm just going to be using the lighter shade towards the front of the brow, and then moving on to the darker shade of the dual, and I'm just going to be putting this towards the tail of my brow just to have a nice ombre effect. That way it blends all together, and that way my eyebrows look a little bit fuller. And I'm just going to go ahead and do the same thing to the other eyebrow. So moving on to the eyes, I'm using Ciate London's Bamboo Bronzer, and I'm just going to be using this on a fluffy Wet n Wild crease brush, and I'm just going to be putting this in the crease just so this purple color and the Pixi by Petra dual has a nice transition shade, and that way it doesn't look too messy and everything looks well blended together. And I'm just going to be using that. And I did not set my lids. I've been into not setting them just because I feel like it's more pigmented that way, but I did use the leftover foundation just to even out the skin tone on my eyes and cover up any veins that I have. So that's basically what I'm doing right here. So now I'm just going to be wiping away that baking powder, which I honestly wish that I didn't, just because the purple shade in the Pixi by Petra dual is very messy, and you can see it later on in the video where it's on my cheek. So now moving on to the eyes, I'm going to be using the Mesmerizing Mineral Dual in Orchid Ornament, and I'm just going to be using the darker purple shade from the Pixi by Petra dual. And I'm just going to be using a little more denser Wet n Wild brush, and I'm just going to be building that up in the outer V of my eye just to give it a little bit more dimension. You know, smoke it out and just like make your eyes look a little bit bigger, a little bit more sexier, you know, you feel me? So that's basically what I'm going to be doing, and I'm just going to be blending it in to that Ciate London color. And we're just going to make sure that we blend it really nicely and then pack more color on and then blend it to more, because you do not want it to look like a harsh line. You just want it to be really nice and blended. So now I'm just going ahead and doing the other eye, and I fast forwarded just a little bit, but I'm just doing the same process on this eye. So now I'm just going to be using this other shade in the dual, and this shade is so beautiful. It looks like a champagne-y, purpley, rose gold color, and it's the most stunning and pigmented color I've ever used. And it's so beautiful, and you can use your finger. I love using my finger when it comes to shimmering eyeshadows, but you can go ahead and use a brush. It will work just as good. So now I'm just going to be using a flat eyeshadow brush and the Ciate London bamboo bronzer, and I'm just going to be using this and smoking at the lower lash line. But I literally poked my eye like 10 million times, and it was making my eyeball water. Like, oh my god, I couldn't handle it. Like, I don't know, maybe I need a little bit of a smaller brush. This one is a little bit more denser, so when you try to spread it out, it hurts a little bit. But anyways, moving along, I'm just going to be using the Supersizer CoverGirl mascara, and this is in the shade Very Black, and I really like this mascara. It makes your eyelashes look really good, and it's super easy to come off. So now I'm going to be using the Tarte Feisty Amazonian Clay 12-Hour Blush. This shade is so beautiful. I love this blush. I'm using the Crown brush, by the way. And I just love this shade. It looks so pretty and natural, and it lasts forever. Because normally blush is the first thing to come off your face. So then I'm going to be going in with the Wet n Wild MegaGlo Highlighting Powder. And this is in the shade Blossom Glow, and I'm just going to be using another Luxie brush. This is actually their highlighting brush, and I'm just going to be applying this to the high points of my face, and I seriously do not know what that was. Like, looking back, I don't know why I make half the faces I do. We're just going to roll with it, because I don't know. And then last, I'm just going to be going in with this new setting spray that I got. This is from BH Cosmetic. The sprayer kind of sucks. It's like a llama spitting at you, but it works. So I'm happy with it.